the sun is just starting to climb up over the treetops. And it's gonna be a beautiful day, that's plain to see.
Welcome to Bill Dance Outdoors, America's most popular and longest running TV fishing show.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
Hello everybody, you ready to go crappie fishing? I know I am. Let's see if we can get out here and catch a few today. You know, while many types of tackle and techniques will catch crappie, one of my favorites is called long polling. Vertical fishing with an extra long 10-foot rod, regardless of whether it involves tight lining or the use of a cork. This technique offers some year-round advantages, especially when crappie are relating to cover in depths of 8 to let's say 12 to maybe even as deep as 15 feet. It allows you to fish cover where casting and retrieving is not practical. Dropping a jig or bait straight down into pockets or edges of cover. It also lets you lift a fish straight up out of cover with less chance of him hanging you up. Now, the extra rod length lets you get your lure out to cover a wider area and depth around the boat, as well as prevent spooking fish in shallow water. There he is. That's a good one. Whoa, boy, where are you going? All right, come up here. Come up here. All right, easy, 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 easy. You get my finger in your mouth. Ouch. Pull you up like that then, with the jig. Line all around it. That's a pretty one. You can curl that tail in. Another advantage to vertical fishing, especially when crappie are inactive, that it allows you to keep your bait in one spot longer with better depth control. And it also allows you to cover a wider depth range faster to locate the most productive depth zone. Of course, the right technique and tackle will help you catch more fish, only if you're fishing the right spot at the right depth. Now that brings us to the most important key to catching crappie year-round. That is gaining a better understanding of their behavior. Now, if you were to ask to pick one type of artificial lure to fish under almost any water conditions at any time of the year, which lure would you choose? Well, if you picked a bait like this little guy right here, a jig, well, you made a mighty good choice. They don't look like very much, but let me tell you something. They flat catch crappie. I don't know where it got its name. Maybe it was named that because of the way you're fishing it in the presentation. You jig it up and down. It's certainly not the type of bait that wobbles, darts, wiggles, sputters, chugs, or vibrates. Its best action is employed by the angler in the way he works his wrist, creating tip action to the rod he's using. What are you going to do here, Buster? That's what we're using. Little that's pretty little black crappie. Yes, you are. Okay, I'll turn you loose. See ya. Boosh.
Bill Dance Outdoors. Sponsored by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere. And by Mercury Marine. Go boldly. Today's Conditions Log is sponsored by Outdoor Water Solutions, offering pond and lake aeration systems with energy-saving solutions including solar and wind, customized to fit your need. Visit OutdoorWaterSolutions.com for quality aeration products.
I missed it. Got him that time. Got me home. He's around that limb. See if I can get him. I got him. Boom. Thought you was cute, didn't you, there, Buster? I had him up here beside the boat. Come on up here. Quit all that. They're fat. See you, dude. Oh, I love catching these things. I really do. You know, basically, crappie are slow-growing fish, and they're short-lived. Research studies show that most crappie waters, the majority of crappie, live no more than 4 years. And the ones that do, well, they're considered slabs. The rate at which crappie grow is regulated by several factors: the amount of available food, competition for food and water space, the turbidity of the water quality, and other limiting factors all play an important part in how fast crappie can grow to produce good fishing. Research also has shown that the growth was more rapid in a new lake compared to an old one, and bodies of water with a good population of forage show increased growth in their crappie populations. Where are we going, buddy? Coming back here. Ooh, let that go. Where do you think you're going? Where are you going? I'll tell you where you're going. You're going right here on my thumb. That's where you're going. Oh yeah, look here. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. It just fell out. I like it when they curl their tail. Curl your tail. Now he curls it to me. Now he's gonna curl it to you. There we go. Okay. You know, many crappie fishermen actually believe that as abundant as these fish are, once you find them, you can catch them all day long. Well, this is very inaccurate. Although we'd like for them to be that way, crappie just don't remain active and in a feeding mood throughout the day. You're going to experience those active times if you fish very much. In cover this type, I'm totally convinced you're going to catch more fish, and oftentimes bigger crappie, by vertical fishing than you would by casting with ultralight gear. There you go, there he goes. Where he stopped? Nobody. Come on up here, boy. All right, open your mouth. There it is. Oh, calm down. There it is. Okay, buddy. See you around. Bye-bye.
Today's show is brought to you in part by Quantum Rods and Reels, Quantum Performance Tuned, Mystic Lubricants, Lubrication Domination, and Tracker Boats, Fish the Finest. Today's equipment log is brought to you by Gamakatsu, because the fish of a lifetime only comes once in a lifetime. Today's show is sponsored in part by Berkeley, Catch More Fish, Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum, and by Garmin. Fight your fish, not your fish finder.
There he is, over the log. Oh, get him over that log. Come on back. Whoa, where we going? These black crappie are tougher than a pint. Now you got me hung. There he is. Get out of there, get out of that. He's jumping like a bass. Come on back out of that. All right, now come here. Just keep your mouth open, keep your mouth open. I got you. Oh. I'll keep it open. Keep it open. A nice little fish. They're not what you call monster slabs, but they're a lot of fun to catch. Okay, toodaloo. Pow! Here's the particular baits that we're using. We're using Bass Pro Shops. They're called Baby Shad. And the two colors that I've had my best success with, are two of my favorite colors, would be the Ice Out, is this one, and then the other is the White Pearl. And I'm using this little Bass Pro Shop round head jigs with a pink head. But that's it. The Ice Out and the Chartreuse Ice Out, but it's really Ice Out. And then the White Pearl, but then the Baby Shad. And particular equipment we're using. We're using 8-pound test trilene line on a little bitty Zebco trigger spin reel. And the particular rod we're using is Quantum's 10-foot. It's a rod we designed for Quantum. It's a 10-foot Bill Dance jigging rod, crappie rod. And what I like about the rod, it's got an extremely sensitive tip. It's got a tremendous amount of backbone. You can use it for a jigging rod like we've got set up now, or you can set it up for a trolling rod if you want it. But it's excellent. It's got a long extended handle where you can just vertical fish. You can lift the fish straight up. It's got enough backbone that you can pull a pound fish straight up out of cover. But extremely sensitive with a tremendous amount of backbone. It is in a 2-piece rod. So you can break it down and that doesn't affect the sensitivity whatsoever, or the backbone in the rod itself. But they're available. where your adventure starts, and that's, you know where that is, Bass Pro Shops. There we go. Easy little thing. Old black crappie. Toodaloo.
The Bill Dance question and answer of the week is brought to you by Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. Whether you're fishing for panfish, bass, catfish, or light saltwater, we have an action for you. Available at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
I've heard about Berkeley crappie nibbles for years, but never really used them until last week. Do they work? You better believe they do. I was amazed. The bite was slow until my fishing buddy said, "Watch this." He put a power bait Chroma Glow nibble on and caught 4 in a row. What? Pass the plate. I was sold. These things are great. Try them. You'll be amazed too.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Berkeley, catch more fish. Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. And by Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder.
Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos. With advanced sonar technology like Chirp and exclusive Panoptix all-seeing sonar, you'll spend less time finding your fish.
I'll never forget one of the many things my grandfather taught me about fishing, and that was being quiet. Maybe he wanted me to hush up so he could concentrate. No, seriously, many times it pays off. And that's why I like this little 4-stroke motor so doggone much. It allows me to idle back through this shallow cover without even spooking a minnow.
Come be part of Bill Dance Digital. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us.
Had a fella in the boat with me not long ago. He put this gulp shad on, and I had never used it. And I thought, man, he caught 4 in a row, just bang, 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 and I'm sitting right there fishing right next to him. I said, doggone it. Let me try that stuff. I'm gonna tell you what, it made a difference. I got a lot of bait fish right here at 5 and 6 feet. Got fish right here at 5 feet. More fish right here at 5. There he is. Get out of that. It's hung up. There he is. Whoa, 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 where you going? Come up here, boy. Come here. Little mouth open. There we go. I got you now. Who's got who? A good little bite. There we go. Here we go. Say bye. Okay, I tell you what, let's spend just a minute and discuss another very important part of the vertical jigging game, and that's the rod. Now, of all the lengths, most avid crappie fishermen that vertical fish will tell you they prefer a 10-foot length. This particular length is ideal for getting into tight places. It does a fantastic job. Like this one that we designed for Quantum. Now the one we're using today has got all the whistles and the bells that you really need. What I like in a good crappie jigging rod is one that's 10 feet in length that we discussed. Now this is perfect for jigging. This type of fishing, as I said earlier, may not be for everyone, but for me, it's not only one of the most productive methods for catching crappie, especially when they get in tight and around cover, but it's doggone fun. As I mentioned earlier, in the fall of the year, when crappie start moving around and getting in tight on cover, this technique is a high percentage way to catch them. Another technique, as we discussed earlier, is to use a slip float on them. And another technique is to use an elbow spinner when they suspend and get up around cover. These three techniques catch me lots and lots of crappie. And that technique will work on through the fall and on into the winter months when they're around cover. So if you're looking for a technique that'll catch you lots of fish, think about the vertical technique, think about the slip cord or slip float, whatever you want to call it, and casting an elbow spinner. 3 high percentage ways. We appreciate you tuning in, and we hope to catch you next time right here on Bill Dance Outdoors. We'll see you.
Thanks for watching Bill Dance Outdoors. Join us here again next week.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.